My wife says we live, bro. I'm gonna fix this shit too, so I ain't gotta keep getting up.
Welcome all to Let's Get It, where we attack today's local or national hottest sports topics. I'm your host, Randy Dutkin, and let's get after it.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Let's Get It. I'm your host, Randy Dutkin, along with my co-host and producer, Jason Bryce, and always co-host, Marcus Bullock, coming to you on a dreary Sunday morning, but we are happy to be back at it. We took a little hiatus last week. We are back to discuss a lot going on in the sports world. Baseball has started. Basketball is in full swing. We have a lot of football issues to discuss. We have some social issues to discuss, along with the Draymond Green issue. But before we get into anything this morning, as usual, Coach, how are you this morning?
I'm good, man. All is good. Another week in the books at school. We went back to school this week, so that week's always like the longest. Like coming out of break, it's always like the longest week. I felt like I was there for like 3 weeks, but it was a good week. I had some softball with my daughter yesterday, which is always cool. And now it's raining, so now we get to go inside and play some basketball later today.
Jay, how you doing?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. Always, trying to test out some things, trying to make sure we got things on the technical side over here. But, it's all good. Good week. We didn't have a whole week, bro. We had like a extension of a weekend. You know what I'm saying? So it was good, though. It was nice and refreshing. But you know what? Hey, listen, you're right. That get back is always a little tough or whatever. Been doing the softball as well, and T-ball. You know what I mean? My daughter, she hits the ball off the T-ball thing,
yes,
and then runs with the bat. I said, "Baby, you got to drop the bat."
No one's gonna tag her if she's.
Oh, that's true.
It's that protection.
I love watching kids play T-ball, man. I love it.
But she loves it, you know what I mean? And my daughter, Cameron, she, the rain has been killing her team. Yeah. Every time it's practice, it rains.
Yeah.
Game. Rain. You know what I'm saying? Wow. You know what I mean? They really mean that. April showers, man. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, all is well, man. We got some new things. We're trying to get our sound right, try to get to excellence here. You know what I'm saying? Trying to bring the people excellence. So, excited about that. But other than that, all is well.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is just an awesome time of year because you have so much going on. You got baseball, you got basketball.
I don't mean to cut you off, Randy, but you asked me, you asked Jay, and you put up the high. What's going on with the high?
Oh, right. Right.
Yeah.
That's a dope hat.
We need some updates.
Right.
Well, listen, I appreciate that. It's an awesome opportunity to be the assistant coach there at Camden High. It's awesome because this is my first true, this is your team, potentially grooming to take it over in a few years. So when you have that different mentality, you're not just helping out with a team, it's different, and I love it. And, I love working with those kids. They work hard. They come to practice every day, working hard. And the thing too is establishing a rapport as a coach. And you guys know that, that fine line too between, I'm cool with you, I'll joke with you, but when it's time to work, it's time to work.
Right.
And now with a lot of things with the kids, they want the music, and they want them. And I tell them all the time, you have to earn the music, and they get pissed.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, you need to earn the music. Because, growing up, there was no music on the ball field. There was no cell phones on the ball field.
Were they playing music on the baseball diamond?
So, yeah, they want to play the music.
Man.
Yeah, they want to play music. And they want to, and I said, that's fine. I said, the way you practice determines whether or not we get music.
Right.
And also, too, I'm like, if I find a cell phone on the field, you owe me 25 push-ups.
Wow.
Because that's it. And
okay. Now is it how many teams is it? It's one team or is
one?
One.
Look, I'll be honest. It's interesting. We're a school that it struggles to get the guys out. We're competing against teams where you got, we're competing against Bishop Eustace, Camden Catholic, schools that have
kids are going there for baseball.
Going there for baseball. We got guys where it was the other day, he's like, I just want to play ball, and I let him use my glove. But I love coaching at a school like that.
Yeah, because you can start from the. It's almost like not no pun intended, but it's almost like on that Drake stuff. You started from the bottom.
We are.
You're building up. So that's a good thing, man.
And my thing now is like I kind of starting is like I want to have that 5-year goal. Like in 5 years, I want to make this program something that it never was.
Right.
Okay.
I know every year is going to be challenging. I know this year is going to be challenging, but it's all about getting the kids to buy in. Because like even the other day, I was saying, one of the kids was like, "Oh man, I want to go play for Bishop Eustace," and I said, "No, you don't."
Right.
And I said, You wouldn't be playing."
Right.
I said, "No offense." I said, "No offense." I said, "You wouldn't be playing." I said, when you I said, and they don't. I said, I'm not going to knock anything, but I said, what you're going to get is I bring you a lot more personal, relationship, right? And that's what I strive on, and getting these kids is, not just a coach, I'm your friend.
And I mean, and not just that. I mean, you teach them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if everybody knows. I don't know if you know, Coach. I mean, your baseball career, you had to persevere a lot.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You was cut, and then I always remember this story here, man. You know what I'm saying? You was cut, and then you still kept playing, and then you still played in college too. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a testament right there to a perseverance and being able to overcome. You know,
I appreciate. Yeah, I mean, like I tell that story all the time. That like in high school I played freshman year, and then I was cut the next 3 years. At East and out of nowhere. And I mean, I'm not sitting there saying I'm Rudy or anything, but I did get my moment of vindication. Because I was playing on the Cherry Hill Legion team, which is supposed to be for the best players. Right. And the head coach of East came out at the time to watch the game. And I went 2 for 3 with a double and a triple that game. Okay. And I just remember standing on second base after a double, just looking at him like, yeah.
So you was getting your little Tobias on. I'm an all-star.
I'm an all-star. But you know what it was? It was, like I said, teaching these kids is awesome. Like I said, it's not just about that, but it's about, but it's awesome seeing the progress too. Like, I mean, from day one of practice to where we're at today, it's a big change. And like I said, even though it's just like, giving kids rides home after practice, just things like that. Like, it's just so much more you have to build up. And I mean, the other day, like, and the thing is, it always starts with your star player. And that as a coach, like we have one player on our team, he's a great kid, comes out every day. He's like basically the one who, like he texted me the other day, 11 o'clock at night, "Coach, can we get more BP in tomorrow?" Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, I'll be there early. He had his cell phone on the field. I said, "Get down, let's do it." Okay, because everybody always looks at how you treat that main
everybody.
Guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's So I'm loving it. I'm excited about it. And just like with a lot of schools and everything, we just hope that we can get a season in. Right. And
when's the first game?
Our first game is next Friday, not this Friday, the following Friday.
At home?
We have to confirm our schedule because some of the schools have been in and out. So but we're supposed to have our first game next Friday and looking to confirm that.
Who y'all playing though? I mean,
no, we're still confirming who we're playing against. So that's
you just know it's a game.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But but it's fun though. I mean, and it's exciting. And like I said, it's like I said, I know people and us, that from that area and everything, and they're like, let us know when the games are. I was like, my goal was to make it relevant. Everyone knows, Camden High for basketball, football, just bring it up, and make it relevant. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited, but I appreciate that.
That's good, man. Listen, man, congratulations.
Thank
man.
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
real. And let me get one of them hats though. If you, I don't
listen,
think I got extra ones.
I have back requests for that hat.
Yeah, I know.
I can't support that.
Oh man.
My allegiance to Cherry Hill East and right now Holy Cross. And
I hear you. I
can't do that.
No, I know, and I know that. That's fine, and that's fine. But I support you. Though.
Thank you. Right, thank you. Yeah. I hear you. That hat is dope, though.
It was nice.
Thank you. It was nice. I mean, when it came out,
that is dope.
I mean, yeah. And when we got him, I was like, oh, because and I was like, wow, this is sweet.
Yeah.
They should do. You guys should do a fundraiser with the hat.
Yeah. Don't get me into that. We have to talk that off the air. Off the air. I know politics.
Politics. Okay.
We have to talk about that off the air. So I'm learning quick. I'm learning quick because I believe me. I want to do fundraiser and whatnot. But we'll talk about that off the air.
Yeah. Yo, listen, man. Yo, I see big things for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna teach them your scrappiness, your resilience. What type of player were you? I mean, now we interviewing you and shit.
Yeah,
you know
well, that's
what I'm
okay.
saying?
I mean,
what, were you like Lenny Dykstra type?
no,
or-
please don't associate me with like Dykstra.
Oh, he did
I-
great. He did great things for the Phillies.
On the field, he was great.
Right, he did. They call him
I know.
nails.
It's just to me, Lenny's legacy has been tarnished so much.
But you
You know,
guys
by
got
what he did off the field.
You just got to separate the two.
You
Yes,
know.
I mean, my gosh. I mean, yeah, he's done some. He's
No, I know.
had some transgressions,
I know.
as we've all had.
Yes,
But I mean, but
I haven't had any like that.
no, I haven't either.
I know. But we don't
Right. But I mean, but he was scrappy though.
Yeah.
He was really good.
I mean,
though.
I would say that was my player was knowing the situation and being able to figure out. I didn't care whether it was the bunt, the hit. Like I would always hit 9 or 10. I was a faster guy. But I was always know the situation.
Okay.
Know what you're doing. Like you got a runner on first. No, get up to the plate. Watch look at your defense. Where are they set up? Catch them off balance. Like I'm not hitting balls into the gap. I'm not hitting home runs. Yeah, every now and then you get a hold of one. But
Right.
it was my kind of game was just
Wait. Did you hit a home run?
I've hit one.
Oh, okay.
No,
right.
one in my entire life. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. Hey,
Yeah,
more than what I did.
More than me.
I mean, I think we talked about that story.
Right.
Huge-
But that's what. Okay. Yeah. We did talk about it. Right.
Well, no, we had the two. The one that was taken away from me in Little League.
Okay, but there was really one of. I thought you was
Right. There was the one that was taken away from me.
Okay. There
And
was
then there was
official
the official
okay.
one.
Oh,
Yes.
that's what's up.
But but that was the kind of player I was. I knew where I was at. Even when I was in college, like I knew I was the 25th guy on the roster.
Right.
But that's okay. Like I said, but it was knowing that you just come out. How do you make your teammates better? Working hard, and that's the mentality that I want. Our kids to know is like you're not going to be as good as a lot of the teams we're playing.
And they will though. They will. They got heart out there.
And that's the thing. I'll take.
They got heart out there.
Exactly. And I'll take that. I was like, you got, we're playing a lot of programs where you got kids working 10, 11 months out of the year. For us right now, it's the first time the kids picked up a baseball all season was 5 days ago, 6 days ago.
Right.
And it's funny because they have to learn too. Like you got kids wanting to, throw and wild and just, I'm like, no, you have to work on your arms, rest in your arms.
Right.
But it's just, it's cool. The coach that I'm with, Coach Tom Henson, he's been there for years. Coaching football, coaching baseball, well-respected man. It's interesting to see the dynamics that he's built with these kids. And he is like a father figure to them too. And he takes care of them and he really is great for them, and he always says, he's like, I'm getting too old for this stuff.
Right.
He's like, I love the game, but we need a fresh face, someone who's going to, who has that. He's like, I don't got to drive anymore.
Right.
I love the game of baseball. I don't mind getting it together, but I need someone who's going to be there to, have that drive to change the program. Yeah. And then next year we're going to be, joining up with a few other schools in the Camden area. They're going to, because they're building the new Camden High. So my vision is next year, the year after, we can get 20, 25 kids, to be out there and really have our, have a great team. So, but like I said, we only have one senior. So my goal is like, this year to, really build it up, get these kids that are playing now excited about, next year in the fall and in the summer. Right. I need you recruiting guys. I said, I don't even care if they never played baseball before.
You can't use that word in high school.
Right. Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, there you go. I need you encouraging other players to come out.
Motivating.
Yeah. And that's
part of the team.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't even care. I don't care if you've never played baseball before. It's like, just give me some athletes.
Right.
Give me some athletes and I can make it work. I mean, I have a young man now and he was like, he's never played the game. He's just like, I just think it's cool. He doesn't even realize that he could be like a Division I college catcher.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
Like he just put on the gear. He was like, I'll do it. And I was like, oh, throw it down a second for me. Just let me see.
See, it's the arm. See, you got that arm, right?
I mean, it's just like,
Strike.
on a line.
Right.
On an absolute.
Like almost like a John Ruiz.
A who?
What's his name? Isn't this
Carlos.
Carlos.
I mean,
Carlos Ruiz. I must know a John Ruiz. Yo, shout out John Ruiz, baby.
I would say it was like Carlos Ruiz.
Nah, hell no, not like Carlos Ruiz. You mean more like Posada.
We'll give it to Posada. Yeah. I mean, listen, I have nothing to get. You can't knock Carlos Ruiz. Well, Carlos Ruiz is the epitome of what you want on a ball team.
Really? Why?
Yeah, Carlos Ruiz
What's his
stats? He was a scrapper. He was an
Really?
absolute scrapper. Like without Carlos Ruiz, I feel like the Phillies don't even win a World Series just because of the heart that he brought.
He was clutch. He had some clutch moments.
Big hits in the playoffs. But the thing is, too, to be able to manage, people don't understand, too, with the catcher being able to manage those pitchers,
Right.
But
They're the ones calling the signs, or you're calling the signs to the pitcher? I mean, sorry, to the catcher.
It depends on a lot of times it depends on each team. You have your pitching coach calling signs, relaying it, but if the catcher and pitcher have a good dynamic, a lot of times the pitching coach is not involved, and like, for example, like Yadier Molina, he's not listening to the pitching coach. He's out there calling.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah. Him and like Adam Wainwright, who've been together for years, are doing their own thing.
Okay.
But I love it, and I'm excited about it, and like I said, I hope in a few years, will put us on the map.
That's good, man. Yo, shout out to you, man. Yo, how's
Thank
your
you.
pitching staff real quick? It's good?
We're working on it.
Okay. All right.
That's
all right.
that's one thing that I can't teach.
Oh, okay.
Like I can teach you how to pitch, but I'm not a pitcher.
Right.
I never was.
I was a pretty good pitcher. I could pitch a little bit. I was good, and we were playing baseball. We played stickball a lot too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was good. I was a very good pitcher. I used to strike them out and do a lot of different things until I got hit in my private area, and then I quit. It was no more for me. I had no cup on. It was a wrap. I said I was done. That was it.
Well, that's funny because I
love pitching. I love, especially wiffle ball too. I don't know.
How about wire ball?
You know what I'm saying?
You ever play wire ball in the city?
Wire ball.
Yeah,
What's
wire ball. Oh, okay. So like my family grew up in like Northeast Philadelphia.
Okay.
So this wire ball is where you have obviously the electrical wires, right? And you would have them set up where it was like one and one's above it. In the city.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have like usually 3 or 4 guys on each side. One guy would throw it. If you hit the electrical wire, it was like a double. If you hit the top one, it was a triple. You hit the
hitting the ball,
okay.
or you're just throwing it.
You're just throwing it.
But it's like wall ball.
In a way, yeah.
Okay. It's like,
but the thing is, like, you'd have to be able to. I mean, to tell you, if you could feel the ball off the wire, it was like the best work on for anything. But it was fun.
Yeah. No, you were young then, right? That was.
Yeah, I was probably 6, 7 years old, 10 years old at the most.
Wire ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out everybody out there who played wire ball.
Listen, I'm absolutely. They know wire ball. I used to play right in front of my grandparents' house in Northeast Philly all the time.
That's cool.
Arnold Street. That was where we used to play on.
Okay, that's cool, man.
Absolutely. But
cool.
yeah,
congratulations, though, man. I want to give you a little. You know what I'm saying? I got to do that for you, bro.
I appreciate it. Like I said, it's a great opportunity. And
good stuff. Good stuff, bro.
I tell you, like you said, it wears you out. Like, I know from coaching, but because like I don't even realize it that because you're out there like and like Jay, like you take what happened at practice and you marinate on it. And you think about it, and then and the whole time, like it's not just a physical thing, but it's like a mental thing. You're working. Where can I put this guy? Where can I put that guy? Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's like it does wear you down. But I'm excited about it, and like I was saying to the guys, I said, the mantra is like why not us? Let's shock somebody.
That's it.
I said, we're going to play other schools. They're going to come in. They're just going to, they're going to see the name on the jersey, and they're not going to take it serious. Right. And I said, there's no reason why not. And all you have to do is just, jump on them by one run. And all of a sudden, I said, the victory would be, if we don't win the game, I said, just watching the reaction of the team. Like, you have to take us for real. So that's kind of the goal is to. I
mean, I'm motivated right now.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Why not us?
Yeah. Shout out to my uncle who's watching. Ira Brown. He said he played wire ball. He knows.
Okay, all right. Okay, so all right. Bring them out. Bring out all the wire ballers. We want to have them on the show.
The wire ball league. The wire ball league. But it's like I said, it's exciting, and we'll see what happens. It's just like I said, it's respectability. We got a lot going on in the sports world too. I mean, my favorite season obviously has started with baseball. Phillies opened up. And they started off hot 4-0. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games. A lot of people, with the Phillies this year, and talk about, they're improved. They are. The bullpen's improved. The lineups improved, but the same, problem is the starting pitching. And I mean, even it just shows, the last couple games, inconsistency. You have a 4 and 5 starter, and I know you're waiting, Jay, to jump on it because,
Nah, I mean, I'm really not. I'll be honest with you because I mean, they're doing what I expect them to do. I mean, they did the same thing last year, right?
Yeah, no,
last year, they started out hot. You was happy as hell. Now, last year, you were happy as hell. You were. Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right. And you know what? They came back down to, normal size to me. You know what I'm saying? So I expect that. They beat the Mets, right? It's the Mets, right? What, 2 out of 3?
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3.
So, I mean, listen. Yeah. How's Nola doing? See, I like Nola.
Well, and see, here's the thing. Like, and that's what people get. Like, for instance, Nola had a good first start. His next start, he pitched 4 2/3 innings. He wasn't, and that's the reason when people look at him, they say he's the ace. I don't believe that he's the ace of the team. I think right now, Zach Wheeler is the ace of the team. He's the guy who I say right now, if I need one game, I'm going to get Wheeler, not Nola.
See, I'm going with Nola. If you don't want Nola, send him over to the Yankees. We'll make him right.
Well, listen, anybody who can stay healthy and pitch right now for the Yankees, you guys will take. But and then the problem with the Phillies right now is that again, they pitching staff is not there. And honestly, the offense hasn't really been there either. They're only averaging 3 runs a game right now.
Wait a minute. You got 2 big time players there though. How's Bryce Harper and Muto? How are they doing? Harper and Muto. How they doing?
It's interesting because I was actually talking with someone.
Money here.
I was actually talking with someone yesterday. People saying that Bryce has not earned his contract. Because.
See, it's the classic Philly shit.
Well, no, and listen, I didn't. Okay, excuse me. Can you let me finish, Mize? Let me finish because people who say that Bryce Harper is not earning his contract don't understand baseball. Bryce Harper, and I understand because he will put up the numbers at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. Like when you look at the whole course of the season, he will. But what his intangibles, what he brings to this team, what he brings to the fan base, I think he's worth every penny that the Phillies paid.
And I think people don't understand what his numbers were before he got here.
Yeah,
like he was never a 300 guy. I think he had 1 year where he hit maybe 50 on whatever it was, but it was never that. And I think that's what people, when he got his money, now everybody's expecting his numbers to be so great. Like he is who he is, and I think he's still doing the things he's done his whole season. And I agree with you; it's the other things that he brings to the table for the team. But like his number, he's never been that guy that's winning batting titles or whatever. He's a very, very, very good player.
And I think a lot of people still have like that misconstrued vision. Like, they look at like the steroid era when guys were hitting 52 homers. Right. And I don't want to say that, but when it was more common. And I think, and when it comes to Philly though, too, when it comes to power numbers, everyone compares it to Ryan Howard, right. And the fact that Howard had 4 straight years of 45 homers, 140 RBIs, but that's what he gave you. But the outside of that, like I said, Harper's playing defense. Harper's got the intangibles. But people compare it for these big numbers. But if you tell me that Bryce Harper's not worth their money, I don't think you understand, what he brings.
And you also have to think about those Ryan Howard years, the other guys he had in the lineup with him. So he had better players around him, so he was getting more pitches to hit. There were times where they weren't pitching to him, but there were certain situations where you couldn't pitch around him. Whereas Bryce, I'm not saying the guys around him are terrible, but it's not the same level that Ryan Howard.
So would you say that a lot of it is just for the whole total package of what he brings? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and at the same time too, people, probably, they wasted the money. They wasted it. No, they didn't, because at the time it was money that the Phillies had put aside to say we're gonna sign a big name. They had just signed a big deal with Comcast for the television deal. It was having money. It was like a tax return money that you had. You could treat yourself to something. But the Phillies had to make a move. And if they didn't go and make that move, and honestly, I think that. He was a move. The big at the time it was Machado or Harper, right. And I always wanted Harper. I thought he was more of the guy for this area,
right?
And, it proved to be.
Well, I mean, what you're hoping is that money spent is going to start producing some winning.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's kind of what you're hoping for. I mean, I'm good on the total package. I kind of was actually going to draw a little comparison to Ben Simmons a little bit there, as he's, he brings some other intangibles, you know what I'm saying? More than just, people want to see power numbers. People want to see that high batting average and stuff like that. But he brings other things. Now, how much we got? What, three something?
330.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money. Yeah,
to not produce the winning. My bad, coach.
No, that's a lot of money. And I also think what they're hoping that signing a guy like Bryce Harper does is makes you a destination where other guys want to come.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Because you see even what he did, like with JT Realmuto when he was a free agent.
Now here we go.
But listen, JT is,
So what's he doing? What's his numbers after he's gotten paid and there was this big, fanfare and love affair for him?
Oh, JT's doing his thing.
He's doing his thing?
I have to see what his numbers are exactly to start to see.
But again, see, you want to see that money spent in producing numbers and wins, actually.
And that's
the thing.
Yeah.
It has to produce wins. So you guys 500 now?
Yeah, I mean, technically, at the end of technically we're in first place in the division.
Okay.
But,
okay.
And we are, but it's 8 games into the season.
Right.
Okay. So you're 4-4.
5-3.
Are you 5? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And so tonight it's interesting. Like there's different games, and maybe this is just being a little crazy when it comes to sports. But like tonight they're on Sunday Night Baseball. They've lost the first 2 games of the series versus the Braves. To me, this is almost like one of those prove it to me games. Because if they go out and they play poorly on Sunday Night Baseball, they end up getting swept. I think it's kind of it's a kick in the face.
So who's pitching?
Tonight's going to be Matt Moore, which.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. I feel like it's one of those early games where if they can go out and they can win and they can salvage that game, go out of there. Okay,
How's my boy doing?
Who?
AB.
Oh, Archie's doing nice. Archie's doing nice, man.
We gotta get Archie on the show, man.
Yeah.
I know. Listen,
Archie got more
Archie-
love on this show.
I
I think there's only one name that's been mentioned more than Archie Bradley on the show.
Yeah, Archie Bradley.
He's doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing good. I mean, the bullpen's been fantastic.
Okay.
I mean, the Phillies won games so far this year that they would have had no chance of winning last year.
Now let me ask you this.
Yes.
Last year, the bullpen was a huge problem. Oof. So it seems like early that they've made some adjustments to kind of fix that area. Is it fair to say that you can't fix everything in one season? So now that there are deficiencies, now that they maybe, fix the bullpen for this season, now they have to go after something. I mean, obviously it's early. I'm not saying it's over now, but like you can't fix everything in one season.
And I think that is fair to say. Point. I mean, I think it is. I mean, I think they did a great job of rebuilding the bullpen in one season. And that's the thing. They knew that the starting rotation had problems. I mean, you got Wheeler, Nola, and Eflin are your 3 top pitchers. The problem really is, Eflin is a flip of a coin. You don't know what you're getting out of him.
Eflin.
Listen, my buddies and I, it's either is tonight Eflin or just Eflin.
Yeah.
Right. So like last night it was a Eflin.
Right.
But and that's the thing, like you said. I mean, they know that they can't fix everything in one season. They have plenty of money still, to spend. So maybe that is what we address next year. I mean, the thing is, when you look at the NL though, I mean, the National League, there's 2 top teams. The Padres, the Dodgers are head and shoulders above everybody else. Mm-hmm. I still think the Braves are better than the Phillies in general, just because I mean the Braves have such fun young players. Like I hate when there's great young players on a team like the Braves because then I'm like I can't root for you.
Right.
You
guys see him too.
But you guys got 2 stars. You know what I'm saying? You got a decent. You got, I guess, 2. Zach Wheeler. I didn't think that Zach Wheeler was. You would have him above Nola, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, I like Nola. Nola's got big time stuff though. He's got big time stuff, man.
He does, but he doesn't. I don't think he's got that gamer mentality a lot of times.
Well, I mean, sometimes the pitching coach. I'm not sure who your pitching coach is. You know what I'm saying, or who what effect Girardi's having. I mean, I'm not sure if Girardi's been a success thus far. I think he's kind of been like a disappointment a little.
I think this is an interesting season I think it was early on. This is the season to really, because now he has pieces to say like, well, how's he doing as a coach? I mean, I know a lot of people like in New York, they were done with Girardi.
We never wanted Girardi. I mean, let's be clear. Okay. I never wanted Girardi. I wanted Mattingly. That's who I really wanted. You know what I'm saying? But he got passed over. Well, I think Mattingly went somewhere.
But now he's with Miami.
With Miami or whatever. But we wanted Mattingly because I'm saying Mattingly, we love him in New York. You know what I'm saying? Scrappy, that's the hitman right there. You know what I mean? So, but we never wanted Girardi. We got, he was okay. You know what I mean? He was just okay. And plus he came after Torrey. So that's big shoes to fill. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he got that one chip, but it's still, we're happy for that. We're always going to remember all those playoff bounces. Well, they beat the Phillies. I mean, that's why. I mean, I understand.
That was a great series, though. That was a really good series.
Yeah, what did we win? We won what?
That was 4-2.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, that was God.
I guess.
It was a good series, though. You had Godzilla going off. Hideki Matsui.
Matsui, yeah.
And then Chase Utley was going off. I mean, that was just a fun series.
I don't remember Chase Utley going off.
But I mean, you don't.
No. I mean, it was 4-2. I mean, who's remember anything about that? I remember A-Rod getting busy.
Yeah, A-Rod did get busy.
Right. I remember, and I listen, you know what, one of the big thing, matter of fact, no, was Giambi there? No, Giambi wasn't there. Is that Giambi? Did Giambi get a ring with us? Jason Giambi. I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
I know one of my buddies, Phil, is watching, and he'll be able to tell you if Giambi got a ring with the Yankees.
What I do know though is that that Phillies. I always remember that Phillies team because the year before, or maybe it was the same year, whatever. We went in on Cliff Lee's wife, and that's why he did not sign with the Yankees.
Let me tell you,
and he's been a bum ever. He was no, I'm not going to say he was a bum because you guys were tough in 2011. Matter of fact, since 2011, I know that hurts. Since 2011, that hurts. You guys have been trending downward ever since then. Ever since then.
No, you're right. After 2011, it's just been down.
And you know who I blame for that? I blame Charlie.
Stop.
I do. Charlie took his foot off the gas. You guys were 100? You was like 103 wins or something like that, right?
Yeah. 102. I think it was 102. 102.
I mean, just demolishing people. That pitching staff, you had 4 aces. Right. You know what I'm saying? But he said last couple of games, you know what? I'm resting my players.
But you can't blame Charlie. You can't blame Charlie. You can't.
They got beaten that first round.
No, that was on.
Oh my gosh,
that was a hard. I was at that game 5, the 1-0 game. Oh,
who pitched that game for the? Was that Carpenter?
That was against Halliday.
Right, so it's Carpenter. Yeah. They had Carpenter and Wainwright.
Yes, and it was first inning triple by Rafael Furcal. First inning triple.
Right.
And he let off with that triple. They got the next 2 outs. So we were like, okay, we'll get out of this.
Yeah.
And then it was the base hit and they scored 1-0 and then that was it. But the Phillies had multiple opportunities to score in that game. They never did.
I used to root for them. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do. I used to root for them. Out of all the Philly teams, I love the Sixers. You know that. But I like the Phillies too, though. Like, and when they won the World Series, even the year before that, when they lost in the playoffs or whatever, I was rooting for them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I like Cole Hamels, I like Ryan Howard, I even like Chase Utley, like Jimmy Rollins. I liked all of them. So I like the Phillies. I tease you because that's your team. I know that pushes your button when I say they suck. You know what I'm saying? And if I was connected to the pulse machine, right? But I do like the Phillies. I was rooting for them, but not versus my Yankees, of course.
Well, Giambi never won a ring.
He left before.
Yeah, he left the year before.
Okay.
So, and people say that Girardi ruined Posada. So that's what my buddy Phil is saying.
Probably, but hey, what's up, Phil? Probably because he was hating on him. See, because Posada took his position.
Yes, right.
You know what I'm saying? Girardi was there, and then people were like, oh wait, Posada, he switched hitting home runs. Girardi could barely hit a bunt. Like but he was good defensively.
And that's the thing, and that was in a time period too, though, that people never looked at a catcher as an offensive player. Like the catcher, kind of transitioned. Like I would say from like the 90s to 2000 or so. From 90 to 2000, that 10-year span, it was can you call a game? Can you throw guys out?
Right.
Throw people out. I always remember there was the guy from the Seattle Mariners. Remember Dan Wilson?
Yeah, I remember Dan.
Dan Wilson was on the team with the Mariners that was just Jay Buhner, Eddie Martinez, Tino Martinez, Griffey, A-Rod. Yeah. Dan Wilson hit like 188, but the man could call a game, could throw guys out, and that's what people look at.
So they had Randy Johnson too, I think. Did they have Randy Johnson then on the Mariners?
Yeah. They did. Yeah, they did. I mean, that I never forget. Now this is taking like I forget who they were playing. They had the inside the park grand slam in a playoff game because the ball got caught underneath the bleachers in left field, and at the time they had no ruling for it, and so it was just play it as is.
Wow.
And the bullpen was not allowing the player to get to the ball, so all the guys scored. Wow. Mariners got an inside the park grand slam. Wow. It was wild. I want to say it was like the 95 series or something.
Now you're right, though. I mean, but if you could get something from the catcher, then it was like, what was was it, when did it start to change with Buster Posey?
That's what I was going to say, Posey.
Molina, too, right?
Yadier Molina really, was one of those guys that really brought it on. Yeah. I was going to say there's other guys like Benito Santiago,
but that's way back. But he was tough though.
He was.
I remember he was throwing everybody out from his knees.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was Yachty. Obviously, Yachty and Molina's has done it. But, Buster Posey is one of the guys. I'm trying to think. There was definitely a guy beforehand that brought it, like even like a Brian McCann. He became. But it was a different position, and now people look at catcher not just as a guy that's going to throw guys out. I need him to produce. Yeah. But it's interesting going back to Cliff Lee. I'll tell you, in Philly, he did his thing for the 2 years, but people are not fond of Cliff Lee in Philadelphia because the last 2 years he had the elbow injury, and he decided he could have done rehab and gotten back on the mound because in baseball the contracts are guaranteed. He decided to go off to the ranch and not put the work in and just take the $50 million from the Phillies the last 2 years of his contract. So if you ask a lot of people in Philadelphia, they don't have a fond notion of Cliff Lee.
I don't know. He was tough for y'all, man. He did his thing, man. When he came over for y'all, right? He got the trade from Texas, right?
Yes.
Came over and he really did really well, man. Y'all had with Halliday. What was it? Halliday, Hamels,
Lee,
Oswald,
and Oswald.
Roy Oswald too.
Yep.
Damn, y'all had some aces. And then who was the closer? Lich?
Yeah.
And didn't get it done.
We didn't get it done.
Damn.
And that's the thing about that window of time. People always say we got our one, but it should have been at least. It should have been two. It should have been two.
Definitely should have been two. That year. Your hands down, man. I always remember my coworker, homegirl. She had the poster. It was like they had like a poster.
The four aces.
The four aces or something. I was like, damn, yo. Then you couldn't get past them though. So.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a long season. I mean, if you ask me right now, are the Phillies a playoff team as of today?
No,
I don't think they are.
I don't think they are. Well, you're loyal, man.
I got to look at it from a baseball perspective. Like I said, the long haul, you can't rely on two starters, and you can't. You have to have at least 3 to solid. And the thing is, with their 4 and 5 starter right now too, it's just you can't even. Like tonight, I'd be surprised if Matt Moore gives us 5 innings.
Who's the pitching coach?
Is it Caleb Catham? Some I don't know. He doesn't have a whole great track record.
That's what I'm saying. Some pitching coach matters though, because then you can go out to the mound, calm him down, talk to him. Hey, listen, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm noticing. This and that. That stuff matters though. Like if you got somebody like I don't know, like what I mean. Like sometimes I don't know. I mean. Who picks the staff? Girardi, though, right?
Girardi will pick the staff. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Girardi.
Like I said, I think it's interesting. Like with Joe, I think that you're not going to hear any rumblings. I don't think until it depends on this year. Mm-hmm. It depends how they do. If they don't meet expectations, but that's the thing. If you ask everybody what their expectations are, they're going to be different. Mm-hmm. But if they don't make the playoffs and there's some questionable decision making, then. Maybe you'll start hearing some rumblings, but I think he's safe for at least this year and into next year. Let's say next year they start off slow or whatnot, then you might hear some rumblings.
When in baseball when does it even out? So meaning like right now they're 5-3 started, whatever. Like when is it like, all right, everybody kind of shows who they are. Like basketball, usually after 20, 25 games, everybody's kind of settled in and they are where they're going to be throughout the season. Baseball's a long season.
I think a lot of people always said is that show us where you're at on August 1st.
Got it. Okay.
When you got about 60 games left in the season. Yeah. Because I remember when the Nationals won the World Series, they were in last place. And through the first 60 games of the season, they were in last place. Yeah. So I think August 1st, people used to say that the All-Star break used to be, the big day, show me where you're at. But now I look at it is show me where you're at August 1st. You usually have 60 games left at that point. You know where you're at. It's just baseball such a long season.
So long, yeah. Right.
And it's interesting. We were talking about it the other day, and this is kind of a topic for another day, but just kind of getting into it real quick is that, with people still complaining that baseball is too long, and the game itself is too long.
I like it. I mean, it's boring now. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's boring now. I don't really get into baseball like focusing to like August.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? August is when I start to really like. Well, if there's like a really good series or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But other than that. It's boring right now.
And it is. And that's the thing. People say, okay, well, it doesn't matter. In every game, and it's funny we say that now when how many seasons, they're a game or two out.
Right.
But the game itself, talking about like the fact that it's 3 to 4 hours long, it's hard to keep people's attention and what can they do to speed the game up?
If it's playoffs, though, you're watching that game.
Or if your team's good.
Right. True indeed.
So when the Phillies, the 09, 10, 11, all those seasons, nobody was complaining about how long the game was.
No, not
That's true.
But but even outside of the Phillies, I mean, in general, like, with baseball and being able to compete, and that's the thing though, because with everything now being so quick, with technology and everything, and you kind of have to try, and that's, I guess, the generations have to explain that to baseball, the purity of the game.
I enjoy the 9 innings. I mean, I do. I do because it gives you a chance. You're never really out of a game because you can get hot. And it starts slowly. Yeah. Like, matter of fact, I was reading something somewhere. Can't remember where, but the team was phenomenal until they first the Phillies. Matter of fact, DeGrom he was shutting it down. Yeah, but you take him out. Yeah, and it's like so as a fan, like like when we used to, like, big time, especially the Yankees, 90s. I want to say maybe 98, 96, 97 or whatever. We lost to the Indians that year, but he would play the Orioles. That's when the Orioles were tough. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We play the Orioles, whatever. And I tell you, we'd be getting beat because Messina, the Moose, he was tough. But when Armando Benitez came in the game, it was like, okay.
Oh, Philly fans love Armando too.
Yeah, we got a chance.
Armando
we got a chance.
Beat up by the Phillies.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Pat Burrell owned Armando Benitez.
Yeah, sure. I think everybody owned Armando Benitez. He did. Like, I don't even understand why he kept getting signed.
I'll never understand. I mean, I'll never forget that.
He's almost like the Kwame Brown of baseball. You know what I'm saying? Because Kwame Brown kept getting signed. Damn, he had a career, right? Yeah. We had him in Philly, matter of fact. Yeah, we did. Doug gave him money. Doug Collins gave him money. Matter of fact, I want to share this with y'all. Yo, listen. Shout out to Play It Again Sports. You ever been there? Yeah. Oh, never been there. Never been there. Never even heard about it. I was going to Dick's. I don't know. Somebody said, go here and go to Play It Again Sports and get this. I said, went there. I was like, it's dope. Okay, get some nice gear, cheaper. They have jerseys there. I just said, let me just fumble through. I'm not buying any because I don't like wearing other people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a classic, then maybe I'll hang it up or something, right? I seen an Andrew Bynum jersey. Yo, he had the nerve to want $20 for it. Are you kidding me?
Which was it? Was that when he was wearing like 19 or something?
No, when he played for the Sixers. What?
I thought it was like something like.
I forget what it was. Yeah, but no, it was 33.
Oh, for the Sixers,
he was 33.
I don't remember
because he never played.
Yeah, he didn't play.
Did he play?
I don't think he played one game.
I think he played one game.
Yeah. No, I remember. I mean, I can remember him sitting on the bench.
Yeah,
that's about
looking
it.
crazy.
I remember we had like half.
Right. Yeah, yo. So anyway, I just want to share that.
No, this Playing Against Sports is,
Yo, I never. I ain't from the area, man. So people tell me, I'm like, oh snap, word, yo, okay, yeah. Go over there, like, yeah, we got plenty, sir. I said, okay, I'll be right there. Okay, be right there. I'm good.
What did they say?
Say, I got plenty, sir. Don't worry, just come on in. I said, okay, all right. I just go on ahead. I don't know. Keep on the side for me. Oh, we got plenty, sir. Don't even worry about it.
You see, now when you guys are playing sports, and you always had the gear guy. The guy that, like, from top to bottom, and you guys probably have it now. Yeah. Got the best stuff, but couldn't play for nothing. Couldn't play for nothing. Yeah. Give me the guy who's just showing up. He's like, I got some shoes and shorts.
I told my son had, he's got his long curly hair now. He wanted to wear a headband. Yeah. I'm like, you better play well. Like, you can't wear any extras.
Yeah. You ain't doing anything.
Don't give me a headband. Don't give me wristbands, anything, unless you are.
Yo, I didn't even know that was your son on Friday. I was like, I said, Jason, come here. Is that Latrell? I like Latrell, man. Sure enough. Because, if he got it doing that, you don't see him. Yeah, you can't see him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. But yeah, it was a good spot, though, man. I'm going to go there more often. You know what I'm saying? They got good gear there. You know what I'm saying? At least for softball and baseball.
They do. They do have good stuff. I mean.
And baseball is expensive.
It is.
$800 bet? Get out of here.
Softball's gonna get there too, buddy.
It is. And speaking of, the shout out to Magic Mears, the coach of the girls softball team at the Rowan College of South Jersey.
Absolutely.
He was going to be joining us, but unfortunately, there were some issues with the weather related to the facility. So, all shout out to them. Hope that everything works out for them. And I know he'll be joining us later on. He's excited to get himself.
Magic Mears. Wait a minute. Did we? Yes, he has the facility,
Yeah,
right?
yes, he does.
Okay, yeah.
Magic was one of our first guests with Jay when it was just you and I.
Yeah.
I want to say he was like our second or third episode
Okay,
we had him on. And, he's grown that program down there big. They started off the season hot, and they won a couple games yesterday. So shout out to him and the girls team down there.
Oh, okay. I saw them play. I didn't go watch them play, but I was going to get my shot. That's the one, what's it, Tanya Road and Sewell?
Yep.
Right. So I was going to get my shot, and they were out there playing or whatever. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll be having some, but shout out to him and coming back on the show and join us up soon.
Sure.
And like I said, it's exciting. But just to finish up with the baseball, as far as the timing of it that goes, to me it's like you're taking away from the game. I think the thing that made baseball so great was a lot of the chess matches, and like for example, now if a reliever comes in, they have to face a minimum of 3 batters.
Really?
That
rule sucks.
That sucks because you got a guy like purposely. One of the cool things about baseball, was you'd bring your righty in the face to righty, then you'd have your pitching change the lefty, then you'd counteract with a move off the bench.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I agree with you. I think that's a bad rule. Is there a way that when that pitching change happens, we don't have to watch the pitcher warm up for 10 minutes?
Right. Oh,
I think that's the problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think all the stoppages like that. Is there a way? And I know the pitcher's got to get warmed up.
Right. But he's warming up in the bullpen, though.
But I feel like every time there's a pitching change, it's another 5 minutes.
Right.
I don't think
for the next pitch to happen.
Right.
So I think if they could eliminate. And come on, man, we don't need you to run out here. Yo.
No, wait. So do they still walk out? Or because I know some cats they run out.
yeah.
Right.
Like Archie runs out.
Of course he does, because he's Archie.
Yeah, right. And Archie's
There's a guy.
he's just a different dude.
He is. There's another guy, Connor Brogdon. He comes out. They call him the ostrich. He just be running out there.
Yeah, like we need more guys like that. Like they be walking out cool. Like nobody, you're gonna pitch to one.
Go ahead. I'm
You're
sorry.
gonna pitch to one batter. Get out,
Right.
man.
But unless you're that dude, because when Mo came out,
But Mo always came out to start the inning, so
that's
Mo
true.
would be walking in.
but he would come in.
Sometimes he would.
But he would walk.
I got
though.
it. But
But Mo,
if you have a theme song, you can walk.
Yeah, you can walk. You can walk.
And
You know?
listen, when
You got some. Yeah. You can
Mo
walk.
came in the game, into the Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
you can walk if that's
You
covered.
can walk.
Oh my goodness, that was that.
And it was almost Mo. You know what? This is a good comparison.
That's part
too.
of his pitching too.
Yes.
that intimidation.
Mariano Rivera walking into the game is almost similar to like Tyson when he used to walk into
I agree with
the
that.
ring.
Yep, I agree
Yeah.
with that.
That's similar. You already knew, like, yo, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know who else?
You're in trouble,
I got
bro.
caught up recently watching some old wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like when you had great entrances like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, see, I've never
I know we
watched
talked
that.
about it, but like, he had some he had the glass breaking, and it was just boom.
It's crazy. Like 'cause my son, my younger son, he's into wrestling now, so we're watching it, and the guys now it's not the same.
Right.
So I got him going back and watching other things.
Okay.
And the Royal Rumble.
No doubt. Okay.
So
I remember that.
we would sit there, and I'm into it. 5, 4,
Right.
3, and then the music plays, and you're
Yeah.
just so like,
Yeah.
It was
was
also never
good.
knew what order they were coming
you
out.
didn't know who was
Yeah.
coming.
And that was awesome. I don't know. Like I said, I think there's certain things that they could do, like you said, come out, have them like no warm up pitches. You got your warm up pitches. in
Yeah,
the
or
pen,
give 2,
Let's
or give
go.
them something quick. Like
I don't know. That's a shout out. No,
That sucks though. I didn't know that. When did they change that rule?
that was this year this.
That sucks.
Yeah, this
So
year
you
was-
can't even have like special situations.
right,
No, and
That
it takes
sucks,
away.
man.
There's guys who made a career being the lefty
lefty
specialist.
special. Yeah.
Sure.
And it's, and it is a huge difference. Look, as a right-handed hitter, you do pick up the ball from a lefty so much better than you do a righty. I mean, it's a game changer.
So what if there's 2 outs? I come in and I face this batter. I have to come back out the next inning.
That's a good point.
I have to check. I'm not sure.
That's a good point.
I'd have to check on that rule. So I think at that
That's a
point
good
they don't
point.
have to start the new inning.
It just can't. You can't just
Right. You can't. Once
In
you
the
come in,
same
they
inning,
got to
you
face
have to
3
start
batters.
in the same inning.
Wow.
One of the things too is, and I know we're kind of getting into it, but for everyone that listening out there, kind of shout out your ideas on some of the worst rules in sports. I know we were getting into that conversation a little bit
I'm
the other
saying
day.
balk.
Well,
What do you mean?
the balk is not the worst rule because
A balk is terrible. That's a terrible.
Why?
First of all,
It's like a travel in basketball. Is the travel stupid?
I mean, so what does it do? How does the person have an advantage?
Because because what you're doing is you're starting, stopping. That's like me picking up the basketball. That's like me picking up the basketball and running with it. And then starting to dribble again.
I mean, I think
How often do you see balks?
There have been some balks where I'm like, he didn't even move.
No,
there's definitely been some that. But then there's some outlandish ones.
Yeah, there's some parts of it that like if you're on the mound, and you're fiddling with the ball. If you're on the rubber, if you're off the rubber, and then there's a lot of different.
How many balks a year? Let's see.
I'd say there's
5.
No, I'd say there's probably at least 50 called a year. I would say there's probably 50 balks called a year. But that, for those who are listening, shout out to the page or whatnot, and let us know what you think the worst rules in sports are, and that's going to be one of on our next show is one of the topics. Across all sports, whether it's football, baseball, basketball. But like I said, we're excited about it. With that said, we're going to a quick commercial. When we come on back, we'll talk a lot about the Sixers. Going to get into some other topics. You're watching Let's Get It. We'll be right back after this.
Lady T's Elegant Creations, where everything is handcrafted with love. We specialize in personal and custom-made baskets, bracelets, candles, and more. So when you're looking for that perfect gift or just need a custom arrangement, don't hesitate to contact Lady T's Elegant Creations, where everything is handcrafted with love.
For more information, please call 609-531-1756.
All right, and we're back. I know we got into a fantastic conversation in our first episode. We talked a lot about baseball, different rules and things like that. Got into some old Phillies-Yankees conversations just in general. I think, one thing that we talked about before we got going today was we were going to get into the Sixers and, the NBA talk. NBA, season is really kind of getting into full gear now. I know that a lot of people, the Nets have made some big moves since we've been last on, picking up Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge. The Sixers have been kind of pedaling along, some, bad losses and good wins. I don't know. Throw it over to you, Coach. Where do you feel right now with the Nets moves, and how do you feel that impacts them, and how do you feel that the Sixers have kind of been maintaining? Because as of this morning, they're still that number 1 seed. They're tied with it, and they're hanging around.
I think the Sixers are doing well. They had a bad loss to the Pelicans.
Yeah.
But like Jay said earlier today, good win against the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
A team that they should be better than, but just the way that they beat them and the way they handled it, it was good to see. And then last night they do what they're supposed to do again. I think the Sixers are going to be fine. I think the Nets are good, man. The Nets are good, and they still haven't been completely healthy to really see where they're at. But then at the same thing, they go into the Lakers come to Brooklyn and blow them out. So I don't know. Right. It's interesting. So I think this is the time of the NBA season where it's kind of like teams are just settling in. They're not really worried about wins and losses. They're trying to get everybody healthy. So for the Sixers, I think the Sixers can beat Brooklyn. I don't think they would be favored to beat Brooklyn, but I think if the Sixers play well, and Embiid is dominant, and I think the key is Ben. I think if he comes to play on both ends of the floor, I think they can beat him. But it's going to be tough. Brooklyn's good.
They are very good.
I think LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin. Not that they're the same All-Stars, not that they're the same players, but they're pros, man, and they've been doing it for a long time.
They know what they're there for. Yeah. They know their role. Because I was talking to another guy the other day about it, and he was just like, "Oh, they're just names. They're just names. They're nobodies anymore." And I was like, well, LaMarcus just dropped 21 the other night. If you're dropping 21, and especially in that role, and then Blake Griffin be able to come in and give you some energy off the bench, that they are professionals, like you said. Don't tell me they're just names, because they can still produce, and I like them come playoff time.
I'm excited about the Sixers. I agree. I think Ben is critical. But I'm not so sure if he's as critical as Danny Green and Seth Curry because they have to shoot. Because if they don't shoot and they're not making no J's, they're just going to pack that middle up for Embiid. Embiid's not going to have too much to operate, and then he's going to be forced to go outside. I like Embiid versus Aldridge. I like Embiid, whoever down there.
Yeah,
but he's got to have the space to operate. And that's the only thing I'm thinking. And matter of fact, I was talking with my son. We were thinking about like, yo, who's starting? Matisse is going to have to play a role in that series.
Absolutely.
Okay, he may even start though. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But he's going to have to defend somebody.
Yeah.
Big time. I do think that looking at the Lakers last night, I got confidence that the Sixers could beat the Nets in a 7-game series. I have the confidence. I just don't, sometimes when you bring all these pieces together, sometimes it doesn't really bode well like that. I mean, I don't know in a lot of series or in history where you got all these stars kind of like ganging up on one team and it actually brought you to a championship. I don't remember that. Like I remember the Lakers with Gary Payton and Karl Malone and you know what I'm saying?
Alonzo Mourning.
Right.
Remember? Yeah.
Who on Lakers?
Yeah, remember it wasn't so
long? No. What the hell are you talking?
I'm telling you, I had to cover. Maybe I was drinking.
He went back to the Heat.
Yeah, went to Heat, yeah. And you don't even have to look that up, bro.
All right. No, because
you don't have to look that up. I'm telling you, he played for the Nets. Right?
Okay.
Morning was on the Nets.
I don't know why.
And that's when he had his heart ailment. That's before he even went back to the Heat.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But no, bro. Yeah, he never played for you. Yeah, don't even look it up, bro. Yeah, I'm
Listen, I don't know why I always thought I remember him in a Lakers uniform for a minute.
Nah. But I like our chances. I do. But I will say this. I'm a little concerned that I've read these articles saying Sixers might find something on the buyout market. And I'm just like, okay, well, when are they going to find it? Because they ain't made no move. And that was George Hill. So that's a little concerning for me. I think we about to get Tolliver.
Anthony Tolliver. That's nothing.
That's nothing though. Like, so we're going to stay with. And where's George Hill? Where is he?
I mean, we got him. I haven't heard anything about him. I mean,
so the last thing I heard was he was close. He was going to be after Embiid was coming back. He was going to be close behind Embiid.
Okay.
But he's a veteran. I'm not worried about George Hill. I mean, he's a veteran. He's always a guy that's in shape. You know, I mean, he's not like a guy you got to worry about with that. So I think he'll be fine. I mean, he broke his thumb, so I mean that's gonna
tough.
That's gonna heal whenever it heals. There's nothing
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think he's a guy that you can just plug in and he'll play a role. And I think he'll defensively play a role, especially if we play the Nets. I think. Going back to that, I think it's huge that the Sixers get the number 1 seed because you don't want to have to play Milwaukee and Brooklyn.
Yeah,
and I think if the way it shapes up, they're going to be 1, 2, 3 in some order.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to play both of them because either way, as much as we talk negatively about Milwaukee, you're going to have to deal with that.
You're going to have to deal with that.
It's not going to be an easy series.
Yeah.
So,
where's Milwaukee at right now? 2?
3.
Right, 3. So if you get 3, then you're playing what? You playing that 6 seed?
6 seed.
So who's that? Indiana?
Oh, it's right now.
No,
Indiana's. Yeah, I was looking at it today before we got here. 4 through 10 is literally there's a 3 games difference.
Okay,
it's a bunch.
But then in that second round, you're gonna have to play somebody that
I'd say the Knicks have been playing some good basketball.
Oh, that's Coach Thibodeau. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I guess Doc's gonna have to coach. I like the way Doc is getting on Dwight Howard. Howard's like he does dumb things. He does stupid stuff. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, when he was having that little run with the technical fouls a couple weeks ago, I like that Doc got on.
But even on the screens, like some of the picks and roll, they're doing pick and roll, and he's a little more forceful around there. I see Doc screaming on him, like, come on, what are you doing? Set the fucking spit and pick, and you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
But I kind of like that piece of it too. I like the little harder screen. I like him bringing a little bit of toughness.
Yeah, but it's tough. Go ahead, Coach.
You just gotta be smart.
Thank you.
We can't afford for guys to get dumb fouls, get dumb technical fouls, just different things like that.
Right. Because we're gonna have to play perfect,
right,
to beat Brooklyn.
Yeah, they are.
So looking at the standings right now, Philly and Brooklyn are tied for first.
Okay.
Milwaukee's third. And there's another reason why I think it's important to get that 1 seed. Charlotte and Atlanta are 4 and 5.
So those are tough teams.
But if you're 2 or 3, you're going to be playing Miami or Boston, which I'd rather not play either one of those teams in the first round.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, out of the 2, I'd rather not play Miami.
So now, because if you end up in that 2nd or 3rd seed, you're going to be playing Miami or Boston, and then Milwaukee, and then Brooklyn. That's 3 tough series.
That's 3 tough,
no
yeah.
matter what.
Yeah.
So I think getting that number 1 seed.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And they got a big week coming up. They got a huge week where they have Dallas on Monday, Brooklyn on Wednesday, and then the Clippers on Friday. So
where's Tobias? He's hurt?
He's hurt. I think it was something with his toe or something like something.
Yeah, the other night too. I think I seen it too. Okay. All right. So they look at the long extended thing? Or?
No. I think he's day to day.
Okay.
I believe.
All right. Well, get your toe together, Toby. All-star.
Oh man,
You know what I'm saying? But
here was a question though, and do you think that because they were the buyout market and the Aldridge and Blake Griffin were 2 of the bigger names. They went to Brooklyn. Do you think the NBA should do something about stopping the top teams from being able to sign these top tier players?
Nah.
No, because
Not top tier, but top tier of the buyout market.
and I don't know the answer to this question off the top of my head. Has there been one of these buyout guys that has changed the playoffs?
No, and I don't think Blake Griffin or LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be.
So
It was an interesting, but people were saying that there should be some kind of like lottery, like okay, you have the number 1,
But I hear what you're saying. The whole point of getting bought out is so you can become an unrestricted free agent and pick where you want to go.
And that's never going to fly with the player association anyway, because that's
when these guys get bought out, now they're losing their bird rights. So now the next contract they sign is going to be less than what it could have been if they stayed with the team. So I mean, I don't know if I don't think it's the perfect way that they're doing it, but. No, I
don't think they should. And just transition over to the Western Conference real quick. I'll tell you, I was watching the Suns and the Jazz the other night. Fun game, and I love the Suns right now. And I was looking
that's
at
Chris Paul, man.
Yeah,
that's his mentality,
and that's what
man.
I was just about to say. The Chris Paul impact, not just on the Suns, but on every team that he's been on, has just been unbelievable.
Right.
Like and this year, I really think he deserves some MVP votes.
Who?
Chris Paul.
Come on.
I mean, I think what he's done for the team, I see it, but his numbers just
come on.
No, but the thing is,
He's the Sun. He might be the Suns MVP. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
But I'm not even sure of that because you still got Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying?
But when he's done and taken that young team from a fringe playoff team to right now a top tier team in the Western Conference,
he does that everywhere he goes, though.
But, so what does value mean then? What does value mean?
He's got win.
Yeah. I mean, regular season. I mean, they're not winning no chip, right? They're not.
No, they're not. But
Right. They're first round, maybe second round exit, right?
I'm gonna give them a first round win.
Nope.
I mean, but again, it depends on who they play. It depends on who they play.
Right. Fall into that 7th seed pretty quickly.
Yeah, I know the Lakers. I saw that.
That's the scary.
I know. I saw that, and that's what I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, I was looking at the other day how the Lakers are just sitting there, and the Suns would have to face them right now.
Yeah, and they'll be cooked.
But I love my thing in all sports. I love seeing when you got new teams and young teams back in action.
True.
I know that you're not a fan of the Jazz.
I'm okay with the Jazz. I'm not okay with I think Mitchell with that whole little whatever that was a turn off. But other than that, no, he gets busy. And I love I love Joe Ingles, man. I think Joe Ingles is Joe Ingles is that type of guy. You're like, yo, you scrubby. And
Joe Ingles is like the guy. Joe Ingles he reminds me of the guy at the gym that you were like, all right, we'll just take him.
Yeah, he's scrubby.
He's sitting on the end. He's sitting on the
tough,
end.
though.
He don't even have basketball shoes on. He just starts drilling shots.
Right, he's tough. So I mean, I like that, man. I like Joe Ingles, whatever. Now I'll tell you who I'm a little nervous about in the West. That's gonna make some noise. And dare I say, I hate that I have to say this, but it's because of Rondo. See, the Clippers, they may be a new, different animal. I still don't like Paul George, and he talking about a lot of chirping, talking about old stuff. Bro, it was not that old, okay? It was just last year where you was talking about you play your P, and now you're having a good... You can't even get mad at the stuff that people are saying until you're in the playoffs and then go through it.
Right.
Okay. You talking about, oh, it's different now. It's different. No, it's not different because we ain't got there yet, Paul. But they're going to be better, and Rondo is going to be better for him. I think Rondo makes him a little tougher.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be the tough guy.
Right.
Because Rondo will do all that.
Rondo does all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anything that Rondo's on, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he's on that Clipper team. They're going to be tough.
They will.
They're going to be tough, man.
I mean, I just think what's going to be fun is the playoffs in general. I mean, I think that, you know, even in the Eastern Conference too, because these first round series, you know, between these middle teams are going to be exciting, and I think it's going to be great basketball.
Yo, you know who's a good team? I like Atlanta. Atlanta's not, you know, I'm just talking about.
I like Trae Young.
I do. Like, if I was to start playing the game again, I'd probably play with Atlanta a little bit. They got some shooters out there.
Oh yeah, they do. They can score. They can't
score. They can't stop nobody, but they can score. Though.
I don't know why. I don't know what about Trae Young. I mean,
Is it that he doesn't have the all around game?
no, because I love like Steph Curry. I love Steph. Steph just and I love Steph because he just shoots the ball from wherever, whenever.
Is Steph more humble than Trae Young?
That may be it.
I think because Trae Young is not. He doesn't come across as humble.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He comes across like, yo, I know I'm good.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
And he is good though.
No, he is. I mean, it's gonna be fun and exciting. I mean, you know, we'll see what happens.
Watch out for the Knicks though.
Oh,
Watch out for the Knicks.
the other day, what was it? It was Randall,
Yeah.
Barrett, and who's the other big third guy?
I mean, I'm not counting RJ as no big.
No,
guy,
what I'm saying is
okay?
it was.
But it's
big
probably
three the other night.
It's probably quickly or Rose.
Burks. Excuse me, Alec Burks. So, but
Burks can score.
He can
But they
score.
had Randall had a triple double. RJ Barrett had like 19 and 6. Alec Burks had like 21 and 7.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like
They play good team basketball.
They're going to be a tough out. It's
Yeah.
going to be a tough out
Yeah.
for a team.
But Randall's limited, and I don't like the way. I don't like. I mean, he's tough though.
But he's changed his game though.
Yeah, well,
I mean, like
but
say,
he's
from when
still
he first
limited.
came into the league to now, he's really changed his game.
I mean, I always like Randall. Randall's a tough guy.
No,
He's
he
tough.
is.
You know what I'm saying? But sometimes with him bringing the ball up and then trying to create offense that way, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I like him on the block and stuff like that, down low, mid range, maybe stuff like that. But you know, I don't know. But they need him to do that on that team.
Yeah, they
So that's probably
Absolutely.
why he's doing that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Well, you know, we'll see, and it's going to be an exciting stretch run. You know, and you know, like we were talking about before, though, too, we were going to get into, and it's a tough topic. Talk about being on the team. A lot of people have different feelings about this. Is Deshaun Watson, and what's going on with him, and what should be done, what shouldn't be done. You know, I don't know how to feel about the situation. I mean, I feel like I can't really comment on it as far as until really it all plays out. You know, but it's just unreal. It's unreal how it's elevated now to, you know, 22 people come, you know, counts of some, you know, sexual assault.
I don't think it's 22 counts. I think it's 22 women.
Right. Was it 22 women?
It's 22 women. Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's just wow.
It is wow. I mean, I'm going to take the same position, just because you can't really touch that. You can't really comment. It's unfortunate though. I will say this: it's unfortunate for everybody. On one hand, it's like, yo, you know what? Yeah, that's terrible, dude. Like how you treating women, how you doing X, Y, Z. But then on the other hand, I'm like, everybody is innocent till proven guilty, and you don't really know. See, that's the fine line, because there's been so many stories where people have come across and been motivated by money or motivated by rejection.
Yeah.
So you don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just a tough world that we live in. But I will say that, you know, for those that go through that type of experience, whoever that is, that's a disgusting thing for any man to do, because you on top, or you're winning, so to speak. And you know what I mean, you know, and then you're dominant, you know, treating women that way. That's just not a good look. You know what I'm saying?
No,
that's deplorable to me.
It's not. And, you know, Coach, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, the thing I saw the other day was that the Watson's attorney he won some, whatever it's called, that now all of the
Have to be,
the names have to come out about who is, you know, who's the women's names.
Right.
And I saw on social media, like a lot of guys are saying, "Oh, great! Now all the false accusations will stop because the names are out there." And I'm like, for me, all this can't be false.
No, it's just smoke.
There could be 2 or 3 of these women like, "Oh, let me jump on this."
Sure.
But and I go back to Tiger when all this stuff started coming about Tiger. And it was, one woman said this, and the second woman said this, and the 27th woman said this.
Right.
Like people don't just do this out of nowhere.
Right. I mean, smoke, there's fire. Yeah, there's something. Yeah, there's something.
It is.
The light is being shined on you for a reason.
And you had the one woman come out and detail, what took place. And,
Right. That's to me, that
wasn't made up. And and again, it's tough because now you shine this light on the situation, and I want to see how it plays. It's very interesting to see how it plays out.
And the lawyer, see, when I see that lawyer's name, I always say, nah, he might be guilty. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the one that represented Clemens. See, he represented Clemens, right? And Clemens, much as I like the Rocket on the Yankees, he's a fucking liar. Right. Okay, he's a liar.
The Rocket.
And he's still lying. And he did Andy dirty.
I remember when he
Andy dirty.
Remember when he sat there in the court and he's like, I did not use steroids.
Right.
And then
lying.
Actually, sir, but according to
he represented Clemens.
And this is it. Do you think? I hate to say this. Do you think steroids were really that bad for baseball?
I mean, so here's what I say. I think athletes take supplements all the time.
Yeah.
Here's what I think was the bad part about it. I think if it would have never been the light on it would have never gotten as big as it was, I don't think it would have been an issue. But I think when it got so big, it showed the youth this is how we do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So now the young kids are saying, "Oh, okay, I got to take steroids in order to be like XYZ. If I want to make it to this level, I got to take steroids."
Yeah.
Whereas I think if it would just have never come to light or even just been in an in-house thing, I don't think, I think because that race with McGuire and Sosa was great.
Yeah.
It was great. And even Bonds, when Bonds was going through it was great. And I think when the long ball was that's what it is.
Chicks dig the long ball. That was the old commercial back in the day. But I mean, that was just a thought. I mean, it's going back to it. It's going to be interesting to see. And then also because Deshaun Watson wanted out of Houston, right. Before this even came out. And
see, that's the thing. I mean, the thing is that, and I'm just going to tell you from my vantage point. Sometimes there's been a lot of let me see, and I'm going to take that back. I'm not going to tell you from my vantage point. What I'm going to say is that sometimes when you want out of something and you're a particular demographic or whatever, sometimes things can
spiral.
Yeah, can spiral out of control. And a lot of and it's not to say that, and that's the thing. See, it's a fine line because I don't ever want to take anything away from any of these women who ever experienced something like that. Okay, but at the same time, that diminishing of certain demographics, when they are elite or have had some mastery of success, that's real. So that's the thing. You have two different platforms going on.
There's a lot of people out there that have been saying that, there may be another underlying issue, to this.
Right. I mean, it's almost like,
but I don't want to be like.
But I don't want to diminish it. It's like
you don't want to knock
right
and put down.
Right. It's almost like what people say about like R. Kelly. Oh, R. Kelly, especially my man. R. Kelly. It's all. I'm like, nah. R. Kelly's guilty. You know what I'm saying? He's guilty. Bill Cosby. Nah, he was trying to buy NBC. Blah blah. This is true.
Yeah.
Okay. And certain times, certain masses don't want to see certain people in charge. That's true.
Mhm.
So it's like a fine line. So that's why it's like it's hard to judge. That's why I always say, like, listen, at the end of the day, taking advantage of a individual, a female, just because you make money and because you are a certain brand is wrong.
Absolutely.
It's just wrong.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that behavior, I will always condemn.
Yes.
Period. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And just to kind of touch on the last topic that we were going to talk about today was just the Draymond Green comments and Megan Rapinoe. I don't know if you
know what?
that.
Yeah, talk to me about that.
So basically, there's been Megan Rapinoe, soccer star for the U.S. women's team, has been very adamant often about, equal pay and talking about how the pay disparity between men and women is so different, especially at the soccer level where the women have been enormously successful and the men didn't even qualify for the, World Cup this year.
Right.
They were talking about, getting equal pay and, Draymond Green, likes to put his 2 cents in sometimes where they don't need to be, was like, oh, well, I need you to maybe if you advocated more for yourself, about this. And Megan Rapinoe came back and I'm like, we have been advocating. We've been advocating the whole time. And it's just.
Was that his exact statement?
That's the short of it.
Yeah, I can't go by the short of it because that doesn't sound like something, well, maybe if you advocate for yourself, that sounds damn near criminal. Like, what I'm saying, to say something like that, like that he should be getting blasted all over for that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I don't know if that's what was extrapolated from that. I don't know.
All right.
Matter of fact, let's see if we could get a little creative here. Okay. But go ahead. No, let me see. Go ahead. You go ahead, Randy. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to go back and
because I'm curious about that. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to find the exact wording.
Because see, the wording is okay. All right. So he did say something about it was misconstrued or something like that. That's the thing I want to hear, like, because I just can't see him saying that one thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let me see something here.
Hey, what's up, bro? As someone who feeds a lot of energy in the crowd,
I mean, it's just niggas. I mean, I know you want to bring it up, and it's funny with Draymond Green, and I think he makes a good point. It's just Draymond has never been the one to voice his words in the appropriate way sometimes, even on the court.
Right, he's emotional. He can be at times.
Mm-hmm.
But but for him to even put himself in that position, I thought that's probably not a good look for him. You know what I'm saying?
I think Draymond's very well thought out. I think, and I didn't hear the exact thing what he said. So I don't think he said anything. I mean, I don't know. We'll find out here as we're all looking for it right now. But I don't know. I think he's been very well thought out in his statements when it comes to the president or what was the other thing he got into when he was talking about how the players are getting told they're going to sit out, but when players demand to get traded, it's a problem. He's been pretty thought out and pretty on point with what he said. So I'm really interested.
I mean, I do say when I looked it up real quick, it did say that he felt like his comments were misconstrued, and that could happen. I'm not justifying it though. I don't ever want to come across like that, but that could happen. I don't know. I'm not sure what he said, but even sometimes you can't even put yourself in that position.
It's interesting. I can't find the exact wording of what he said either.
Right.
But the responses are out there, but
right.
Here we go.
Okay.
So here's Draymond. I've seen so many complaints recently of women talking about the pay gap between what we make and what they make. And I feel where they're coming from. I know what I put into this to be great. They put in the same time in that we put in. So I understand what they're saying. But I'm really tired of seeing them complain about the lack of pay because they're doing themselves a disservice by just complaining.
See, I don't know because I don't want to have a Draymond moment. So I don't know. I don't know. I think what he's suggesting. Let me go there with the language.
Oh, there's more.
Okay.
Sorry. But they are complaining because they're not laying out the steps that they can take to change that. So it's coming off as a complaint because the people that can change it, they're just going to continue to say, well, the revenue isn't there. The revenue isn't there. So if you don't bring in the revenue, we can't up your pay. He's saying that's what other people will say to them. They're just going to keep using that. But the reality is, as true as that is, it's an excuse because everyone says we support women empowerment, we support women in the workplace, we do this for women, we do X for women, blah, blah, blah. And everyone uses it to their advantage. Yet these women are not using these people who are saying those very things to their advantage. So then it just becomes a complaint that falls on deaf ears because they're going to use the same excuse.
I think if he had left it at what you said first, before you said, wait, there's more, I'm like, okay, I'll comment. What you just read right there, you're getting muddled a little bit to me. Because now you're coming across saying, no, it could be construed a lot differently.
Yeah.
So I
get it though.
I think from what I take from this, reading it as quickly without really breaking it down, he's saying this the same excuse everybody says. Well, the women don't bring in as much money. The women don't have as much endorsements. Sure. The women don't have this. So he's saying, women, you need to, what's the game plan on how we're going to get equal pay?
Right.
Instead of just saying we don't get equal pay. What's the game plan? Let's attack these people who are saying, well, you don't bring in enough revenue. How do we do that? Instead of just saying we don't get equal pay, what are we going to do about it?
Right. But see, the reason why I don't think Draymond would, he touched it. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even sure what he was asked. Like, why? Hopefully you didn't freestyle that,
right.
That just comment. Like, he must have been asked something. He was provoked, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Just to, somebody asked him something that elicited that response. He didn't just freebase that or freestyle that. But here's what I don't understand. This is just bigger than just sports.
Yeah.
This is just, it's not even like, you can go from the men and women divide, but there's a bigger divide than that. So it's just across the board. Like I can always relate to women talking about equal pay and stuff like that because as an African American, I'm one equality with, or even past that, you know what I'm saying? So I understand it, but it's a bigger systematic societal problem, not just a sport thing. It's not a revenue thing. It's how the masses or the people in charge view them. That's what it is. It's a viewpoint. It's a perspective. You know what I'm saying? You could be bringing in dozens of dollars. I still don't think you'll get equal pay because you have women now that have master's degrees, doctorates, and they're still not paid the same as somebody a man that has the same thing.
Yeah.
So now that takes away the revenue, gains or whatever. Now we're just talking about everybody's mano y mano. Everybody's on an equal playing field, and you're still not getting the same. So come on. I've experienced that. Where I've had, and this being honest with you, and I would talk, but I've had more experience, more education, and got less than someone that had just a step below education and got less money just because of whatever. So these are like societal things that there's a big machine that you need to kind of touch. And that's why you have to commend the NBA players, even though I don't like it. I don't like it because from a sports fan, you're seeing the players team up and they all on the same squad. And it's like, it's not fair, bro. But I understand it because they're taking their talent in their own hand and saying, listen, you want me? Now I'm controlling my own destiny. Damn. I'm not letting you control my destiny because I know how you view me. And I don't care what you feed in my head. I know how you view me, and I'm never changing my own destiny. So I have to shout out to those players like that. I'm hoping that the football players get there. I don't know if they're there yet because they're still treated as though they were back in the day. And that's a hard thing. Like, I don't know if you want to transition to that, but even like, I always remember my son. I had him on the football field for the Vikings.
Yeah.
When he like 6 years old, he put the equipment on, maybe they a tackle or two and got tackled, came over to the fence, said, Daddy, I don't want to play no more. All right, son, come on. Sir, can I get my check back? Yeah, don't worry about it, boom. Later on, coming in the 8th grade, I guess, people start talking to him and whatnot, and see growing in size and whatnot. Said, Dad, the coach, he really thinks I could be good. I want to play. The coach said I could really be good. I said, son, you're not playing football. No, why not? Well, he told me I could be good. He's calling me this. And I said, listen, he sees you as a commodity, son. Yeah. I care about you when you are 30, 40, 50, 60. He's only caring about you in about 4 years. Right. That's all he cares about. So you're 4 years. You're not a commodity to him. You're my son. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at situations like what happened, and we transitioned kind of quick, I apologize.
No, it's okay.
But when I look at what happened with the dude that killed 5 people.
I'm just going to say that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just going to say that.
And then killed himself.
Yeah.
How many times have we heard that story, yo?
Right.
Like, nah, I can't take that chance like that. Like, that's a sad situation. And again, I'm not knocking anybody that play football. I love football. You know what I'm saying? But it's almost like the vaccine. Some people are like, you put that poison in your body, Bryce?
Yeah,
this shit ain't going nowhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? What you want me to do?
I know I see it over there, but that's coming from the same person who eats fast food 6 times a week.
I'm just saying.
And Coca-Cola.
I'm just saying. Like you can't, to me and mine, nah, we not playing.
No, listen.
You know what I'm saying? Just like to them, some people like, nah, we ain't doing that shot. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? But I can't have the data and be like, yeah, son, go ahead.
No, listen. I mean, I don't. It'd be very hard for me, if I have a son, to let them play football. It would be very hard.
And I'm not knocking nobody. I want to be clear. I'm not knocking nobody.
No, not at all. But like
you know what I'm saying? Like, I love the sport.
But I think more and more of these situations that come out, are just like, that there's that long-term impact. And there's so many that we don't hear about,
Exactly.
But, with that said, I think we've had a fantastic show today. Talk really covered a lot. I know it was our first show back in 2 weeks. We want to go back. We've listened to this show. You go back in our beginning of this show today. A lot of good baseball talk. We got into Sixers talk. Pretty much covered everything that's been going on in the sports world. And as usual, before we wrap up, we always like to do our final thought. Coach, how would you take us away with the first final thought today?
I'm just gonna give a shout out to Baylor, man. That was a great win.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't see it coming in that fashion. I thought it'd be a good game. I thought Baylor had every opportunity would have every opportunity to win. I didn't think they was gonna be so dominant.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to see. And I guess and I knew it. I'm pissed about the bracket because I said there's no way Gonzaga goes undefeated this season. I don't think another college team will ever go undefeated. And I knew it, but I still picked them.
You did? Wow.
I had them beating Baylor, so I should have just gone with my instinct. But no, other than that, excited for a big Sixers week. I think we'll learn a lot about where we're at. With that, but other than that, good week coming up here and getting back to it.
Yeah, shout out to Matt Brooks, who was the winner of our bracket challenge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was the winner of the bracket challenge. But you're right. How about that game? How about the UCLA game? It was a semifinal game.
That was
wow. I didn't even watch it.
Oh, my goodness. That was an instant
Where was I? I don't even know where I was.
That was a great game.
Unbelievable. I remember just like in my house, like, that was the moment.
I fell asleep.
It's okay. Jay, take away with your final thought of the week.
Yo, hey man, we got a big Sixers week, like Coach said. You know what I mean? So, hopefully they're gonna get busy. Just hopeful we get some sunshine. We got some steady weather coming in. I'm hoping.
Well, let's see what we got coming up.
Yeah. Shout out Thunder Thoden too. You know what I'm saying? Thunder Thoden's coming back. He's gonna be joining us soon. You know what I mean?
All right, cool.
He's gonna be joining us. And dare I say, I'm putting it out there, he might come live. You know what I'm saying? We might have like a little segment for him. You know what I mean?
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. And my other, I got some interns coming too. You know what I mean? We got some interns starting soon. Soon as they're able to be interns, which will be a little bit after June, then they'll be coming on to the show too. So shout out to them too. DV, and I'll give the initials DV and SF, and I'm grooming. I gotta. We might start doing news. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Listen, I'm excited. You know, it looks like the weather's going to be a little iffy though. This week.
It is rain. April showers.
April showers.
So it's all good though. But now looking forward to this week. I want to just have a good week, healthy week, get all of my stuff done, get everything done. So I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And, same thing, excited about Sixers week. I think a lot coming up, obviously excited about continuing, progress with the baseball team, pushing forward, just developing for the season to start and, just enjoying this time of year. It's my favorite time of year and just continuing to enjoy
the springtime is your favorite time of year?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You said that fall was, and the fall was your favorite time of year.
Weather-wise, I'm
confused.
a fall.
You're confusing me.
Weather-wise, I'm a fall guy. I love that October, November weather.
Okay.
But as far as the time of the year.
Oh, for baseball.
With baseball.
Okay.
Yeah. So time of the year.
Okay.
Time of the year.
Okay.
But you're right. You're right. Fall is one of my, weather-wise, my favorite. Okay. I can wear a T-shirt when it's 40 degrees. And
and windows down playing country music.
You know it. Listen, I know we always joke about, sometimes riding along and you're like, can you close the window?
Yeah, cold as hell. Cold as hell.
It was cold as hell.
No heat.
Oh, listen, it was no reason for it. It was hot.
It's all good. All right.
Well, with that said, we appreciate you guys watching. For Marcus Bullock and Jason Bryce, I'm Randy Dutkin. Once again, catch us every week. On Sundays, we are here live. Always going to be giving you a preview during the week. We're always posting different questions, always posting what's your feedback. The Let's Get It page, once again, too, on the Four Walls Foundation YouTube page. You can catch all our shows. And again, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.
I did want to say something, but I won't.
Oh, well, go ahead.
When the debate's coming, put me in the game, coach. Put me in the game.
I'm working on. I'll work on that.
I want some debates. Let's debate, man.
I'll work on that this week.
You know what I mean? But anyway, all right, that's it.
Sounds good. Take care, everyone.